very lackluster. A lot of things that need to be buttoned up, and we only have 3 days to button it up because we play Minnesota on Thursday. But again, always happy to destroy one of Tom Brady's days. It's always good to throw an L on his name while he there ringing the bell. Like how? Like come on now! All of a sudden they got a bell that they want to ring up in New
Yeah,
England.
I mean,
The
it is
lighthouse,
what it is.
like
It is
come
what it
on.
is.
I feel like New England just it is copying. I'm like, so you got a lighthouse bell, delivery bell, like that don't make sense to me up
No
there.
doubt, no
But
doubt.
at the end of
We got
at
Florida
the
boy
end of the
Jay.
day,
We
good.
got Florida boy Jay in the house. What's
Yo,
good with you, man?
man,
Everything's
hey,
everything. So we got a full house in the building tonight. Well, another one has just joined us, Windwalker. Another victorious, from Sunday. You know what I mean? Jacksonville Jaguars. So I guess we can't have it all. You know what I mean?
oh,
What they say, Jay? 3 out of 4 ain't bad. You know what I mean? But listen, man. To speak to Yada Bear and your point about your Eagles, I mean, again, you know, to me, I'm gonna go right straight to your defense. You know, Mac Jones, the Mac Jones, so they used to call it Mac and Cheese Jones.
yeah,
Like they tore up your secondary. I mean, I made some big plays. You know, Fletcher Cox had a big play. What was it, the 4th and 1? He made a big stop. You know what I mean? But again, the Patriots were never out of that game. And I'm not, it's game one. So at the end of the day, I'm not putting too much, into it. I'm not
No.
putting too much
It is
into it.
game one, and one thing I would say about the defense also, with Sean Desai, um, it was very vanilla. It did. It had a very vanilla feel to it, and also, N'Kobe Dean. He didn't flash as my middle linebacker. Like he's good on the run, but in passing situations, he's trash. Like he was getting burnt out there before the injury, and then he got injured.
Mm.
So that could be a blessing in disguise for us because what we thought that we was getting from the Kobe, it definitely didn't show in that game. So that's a little, like I said about the questions. That's another question.
Okay.
We did bring someone in from Tennessee, Rashad Evans.
Okay.
He's on the practice squad. He was a starter last season. I don't even know why they let him go. Matter of fact, I think he was on the Falcons and they let him go. So I'm pretty sure he probably going to make the team. We did bring up Nicholas Morrow from off the practice squad to join the roster. So
right.
like there's a lot of questions, and we have a short week, and then we have a long week. But then the next game we play Monday night, so
All
Thursday might
right.
be
So
testing.
Florida boy Jay, your Jacksonville Jaguars. Talk about them a little bit. They went into what was it? And they played the Colts.
Yeah,
And y'all took care of some business in Indianapolis. Talk about it a little bit.
yeah. Anthony Richardson, we beat the Colts. That's the divisional opponent, so it counts. We haven't beat the Colts in a few years in Indianapolis, so that was a huge a hurdle for us to cross. I really like the fact that we implemented Calvin Ridley from the jump. The first half, Calvin Ridley ate everybody's lunch. The fact we had really a 2-receiver lineup. We didn't play Christian Kirk too much in the slot. We really had Zay Jones and Ridley pretty much eating, and then used our tight end with Evan Ingram in the like sweeps, drag routes. Like I said, I think we had a vanilla offense because we know we play the Chiefs Sunday, and we're not trying to give the Chiefs like any type of leeway or any type of like, okay, this is the offense they're running. This was comfortable in this formation, this is set. Trevor Lawrence played good, and looking at the AFC with the Bills losing, the Bengals losing, the Chiefs losing, Jags are in great shape. We're in beautiful shape. Out of all the teams that are supposed to be contenders, we look the sharpest out of everybody in the AFC. No doubt about it. I don't even want to hear it. I don't give a damn what niggas talking about. They ain't fucking with the Jags this year.
Talking that shit early.
Oh, my bad. And Josh Allen, the real Josh Allen, our linebacker defensive end, had 3 sacks. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And Walker, Trayvon Walker, our first round pick last year, did really great run support. He had a lot of good pressures. So honestly, the Jags picked up where they left off last year. I'm excited. I'm excited for Sunday. I'm excited to see the Chiefs. I'm excited the fact they got Chris Jones back. So when we beat the brakes off them niggas in here, I don't want to hear shit.
I hear you. I'm gonna pop my collar a little bit in regards to my Tampa Bay Buccaneers going on the road in Minnesota. I mean, we gave up the goat a little bit to Justin Jefferson, which is expected. He's gonna get his money. You know what I mean? But Baker Mayfield did some things. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not sold on Baker Mayfield as my guy. But you know, a road win is a road win is a road win, especially in the first game of the season. We did some nice things. That was a nice touchdown pass from Baker Mayfield to Mike Evans. Florida boy Jay hit me on Twitter. Was like, "Did you see it?" I said, "I sure did, absolutely." And I want to see it again. I want to see it about 35 more times this season. You know what I mean? And I'm not really caught up in the situation with Mike Evans and his contract. We'll deal with that as it comes. But I just want us to kind of survive. You know what I mean? And when I say survive, Florida boy Jay, Yada Bear, we got Windwalker in the house. I don't mean 8 and 9. You know what I mean? Like I said, when we did the preview show, we need to run through the division, make our presence felt in the division, and if we could upset the apple cart of some other teams like we did with Minnesota in week 1, then we'll be okay. I'm looking forward to us handling our business in week 2 and doing what we need to do. Are we gonna go undefeated? Hell no. But are we gonna finish above 500? Absolutely. So I think that again, I came, and ripped open my Superman cape and said, yeah, I'm rocking with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers as I should. You know what I mean? But again, I feel good about us going on the road and winning, and some good things are soon to come. And Windwalker's not in the building. You know what I mean?
Yes, I am.
Talk. You here? Oh, you still?
I'm here.
He's still looking for some points, y'all. He's still looking for some points. San Francisco 49ers.
Okay. I'm at 0 points right now. Do I have the floor?
Yes, you have the floor. You have the wall. They have the ceiling. You have the door. Only thing you ain't got is a quarterback. Let's go.
Number 1.
Yo.
We played a great NFC team.
Look at this.
San Francisco is not no joke. That's why we came out to get our head
busted in the first
game.
Uh-huh.
We got our head busted. We were out of sync. We was not playing as a team. I think Tomlin should have pick it out and put in, I hate to say this, ex-Chicago Bear, Mr. Man himself, but just to get a spark.
Us.
And we could have did something different after that. Just to get a spark, to get our offense set. The defense was lackadaisical. They were playing like they don't even know what was going on. But that's a good thing.
Right.
Because we got it the first game of the season. I hate to see when each one of y'all get it down the stretch. We got it out the way. But we didn't get a goose egg, I can say that. We could have scored on that second one if he wouldn't have did a little interception. I'm not making any excuses. My team played like trash. I could have had a split
right now,
and I'm sure
the weed lady. But anyway, that's another story.
Hey, I know Tomlin went and he rode them guys this practice week. I know he did. He probably had Dion come up there with the Buffaloes to practice against.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm just keeping it real because they played like some high school players and college players.
Yeah, can I ask
seriously, not professionals. Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, how did you feel seeing and this not being what's the word I'm looking for, condescending or anything? This is a real question. What do you feel about an undrafted Brock Purdy looking more comfortable than a first round pick like Kenny Pickett?
I didn't like it. It was a no name and undrafted, as you said. But
irrelevant because the word you're looking for is irrelevant.
God, I can't even finish. Come on,
that's the word you're looking for. Is Mr. Irrelevant. That's the word you're looking for.
The moral of the story. The moral of the story is this: it's only one game. If you are a professional and you can't lose the first game of the season and see where you need to tweak stuff and fix stuff, then you're not a professional. It's only one game. And I'm not trying to go bash somebody else, but I had a lot of cowgirls call me on the phone about their 40-0. Like I said, that's apples and oranges. You played a high school team. We played some juggernauts. You played the Giants.
Like the one thing I would say, it's not about you guys losing. It's about how y'all lost and all the hype that was brought up throughout the whole preseason and training camp. It was so much hype around Kenny Pickett. He made the leap from last year.
It was a letdown.
And it was so much hype with George Pickens, ascending as wide receiver one and Najee Harris and the defense. Everybody's coming back healthy. I mean, y'all signed old behind Patrick Peterson. Like, Patrick Peterson old.
And y'all let Cam Sutton go to the Lions. Like, how you let Cam Sutton go?
And also,
that was a money thing.
Before, but when, like I said before, Tomlin, he never invests in the offensive line. Like, when is he going to be held accountable?
No, he never did.
The offensive line.
Right.
Then to get the quarterback there. Every quarterback that the Steelers had for Ben, like since the year before, 2 years before Ben retired.
Tommy Maddox
is like the offensive line has been hot garbage. Like, he has to be held accountable.
When Pouncey left, that was the demise of the offensive line. That was the demise. We should have started rebuilding then.
Yeah, you're always busy picking receivers.
Secondly, we had a future quarterback, but he got killed crossing the road.
Oh man, you really think
Dobbs was going?
That guy?
I don't think
he was going to be slash. He was going to be a slash. See, what we need is a mobile quarterback, not a pocket quarterback. We need a mobile quarterback. I'm telling you.
Well, yeah, with their offensive line, you're gonna need a quarterback on skates.
And on top of the fact, to me, when it comes to George Pickens, I need to see more from him yesterday. He talked a lot of shit during the offseason. I need to see more from him. Najee Harris, come on, man. I think Travis Etienne kind of lapped you after last year, and I think it's time for Najee to kind of show why he was picked ahead of him, because I like Najee Harris. I think he's a good versatile back. To me, he
picked up speed last year.
2.0. He showed me like Le'Veon 2.0 a little bit, but it's like he ain't got no line, and you don't have a big Ben to stretch, or not a big Ben, but Antonio Brown to stretch the defense. How much patience do you have in the backfield?
And we talked about the kid Najee Harris. Excuse me. We talked about him, and for as much flash that he showed coming out of Alabama, I think he only averaged like 3 yards a carry. You know what I mean? So for whatever he was doing, but at the end of the day, man, week one, you don't take that in the stride and put all your eggs into one basket and use that as your season. Some of us have to. You know what I mean? Jets fans. Shout out to Sadat X, my man, Brand Nubian. Craig G. A lot of cats, Jets fans, they're going through it right now. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's week one, like Win Walker said. You know what I mean? And again, there's 16 more, games to go through and deal with. I don't think any of us are going to finish undefeated. You know what I mean? But again, some of us, got off to better starts than others, and we'll leave it at that. But we got Florida Boy Jay in the house. We got Win Walk in the house with myself and my co-D Yada Bear in the house. What are your Yada? What's your main takeaway from week one?
A lot of injuries. A lot of teams that we kind of not look at actually show some stuff, like Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. They look really good. The defense, I mean, you had Myles Garrett out there doing crossover moves.
Oh, that was right.
And then get to the quarterback to cause a sack. Like he out there having fun, which was crazy. One thing I also noticed too, and you notice how Lamar Jackson was playing more like a pocket quarterback. He said, "No, I'm not running anymore." And J.K. Dobbins, once again,
I feel bad for that kid,
I
man.
feel like I think it's time for him to just hang it up. It's like this is another season in ending injury.
Right.
We
before his career could really even get started.
Yeah.
Yo. You know what
like
I'm saying?
as soon as he started getting noticed, then he got injured. It's nuts. You got the offensive line and Cleveland on Kirkland down season ended injury, a lot of hamstring injuries, and that's to be expected. He, not people not playing in the preseason, and then the biggest one of all, Aaron Rodgers going down.
Right.
4 plays in. Was it the turf? Because watching the game and listening to the game, they kept saying artificial field, artificial turf. They kept emphasizing artificial turf throughout the whole game. Even before he went down, they just kept saying, "Oh, on the right hashtags on the artificial turf." There's like, so now are we to believe that the turf also had a play in, him snapping?
Well, let me say this in regards to MetLife, the field at MetLife. They mess with some kind of like new technology that it's kind of like pebbles. I don't know if you noticed that they had little pebbles on their faces.
Beads.
Like, little beads or something like that, man. Yeah. It's some kind of technology that they're using instead of using grass. You know what I mean? And again, instead of trying to, better the game, you're making the game worse for your product. You can't have a nice product if all your people are on the IL or have to, consider, themselves being, out of the game. It just is what it is. Hopefully, this will send a message to the league and across the league. Now that you got Aaron Rodgers, who was supposed to be the story of the league, now possibly retiring. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, that's where we at with it. But Florida Boy Jay, what's your vibe, man? On what do you take away from Week 1 outside of the Jags handling their business?
Yeah, 2 things Yada Bear said I want to touch on. The first one with the Ravens and their running back situations. That's why they should have stopped being cheap and signed Dalvin Cook before the Jets did. Because y'all be coming down to y'all 4th string, 5th string running back every year. Why don't you get Dalvin Cook? Cheap bastards. Okay, and the second one she said, I forgot what team you talked about after them. What was the team you talked about after them? So I want to say something on them.
Cleveland, the Browns.
Okay, Cleveland. I think Deshaun Watson, if he can return to a form of himself, he can do really, really good. My theme for the Week 1 is they are who we thought they were.
Okay.
Even the Eagles winning dirty. They won dirty because the Patriots even dirtier, more disorganized team. The Bengals. Burrow, they don't play that nigga in a preseason, so we should already expected a Week 1 loss. On top of the fact that he plays trash against the Bengals, because the Browns. Not only do the Browns have a great secondary, they got a pass rush to go up against that shitty ass line, right?
Trash.
Salute the left-handed in the Buccaneers, because I started to text him when Jordan Addison caught that touchdown because we had a conversation about secondary, but I ain't no green ass nigga. I was like, I want to wait until end of the game. I support all my niggas teams. You know what I'm saying? Let's I really don't rock with your team. I support it. Especially a Florida team. Like I'm a fan of the Florida team. We are who we thought they were. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Stop playing that man. Stop playing my third cousin. All right, got last name. Let's Tyreek Hill. And even in the NFC, man, from the way the 49ers look, like I said, the Eagles, the Cowboys, those are your top 3 teams already. Like we know who it is. When I say they are who they thought they were, the Saints beat the Titans. I like that. I like the Falcons running game. I think we spoke on that before. Even though Drake London,
Bijan gonna be good.
Right. Even though Drake London didn't get any catches, so to me that still shows me that their offense coordinator don't know what the fuck he's doing. But for the most part, everybody is who they thought they were. And if your team lost Week 1, in certain circumstances, I wouldn't overreact. Now, if they lost the game the way they looked the year before, I would be concerned. But if you lost the game, you had a little bit of promise or like something happened. My favorite thing that happened yesterday or this weekend was Aaron Rodgers getting hurt and this whole Jet story going down the drain. because one thing I'm tired of is New York media bias. I don't want to. Why are we headlining the Jets? Nobody cares. Why are we talking about Daniel Jones and the Giants? Why are we talking about the Cowboys? It's 29 other teams in the league that deserve praise on week 1, but yet we want to talk about Aaron Rodgers' bitch ass getting his ankle broke. Who cares?
No, they talked about the whole morning on First Take, Undisputed, Get Up. It was all Jets and Aaron Rodgers. Oh, did he tear their Achilles? Is it partially teared? Is it a high ankle sprain? We don't know. And then as soon as the news dropped, breaking news, it was everywhere. They didn't even really talk about the game.
Well,
we need more Josh Allen slander today. That was my problem.
Yeah, because if we want to talk about Josh Allen is definitely regression, and he is definitely regression almost like Carson Wentz like.
Hold up, wait a minute. I'm not to cut your wisdom, but I'm gonna cut your wisdom. Windwalker, hold your thought, B. Josh Allen been a bum. I watched Josh Allen spit up the bit back in 2019 when they played that playoff game against the Houston Texans. I watched Josh Allen from then on. I said Josh Allen is garbage. Josh Allen, for as big as he is, for whatever he likes to do, and whatever they tried to force Josh Allen into our vision and make Josh Allen have to be one of those top guys when he has never been one of those top guys. Now, again, when you have quarterbacks like Dak Prescott, you know, his proclivity, I mean, he was one of Florida Boy Jay's words, his proclivity to turn the ball over, and that's all you hear all the time. How Dak Prescott turns the ball over. You never hear about Josh Allen. You know what I mean? And I said it last night on my Twitter. I said Josh Allen now is falling back into the bushes like Homer Simpson. And that commercial, they need to run that because they need to keep running that commercial. And Josh Allen falling back into the bushes. You know what I mean? That's definitely what it is. So again, at the end of the day, we are here for the Josh Allen slander. Talk about Josh Allen because you ain't doing nothing but telling the truth. And then he gonna sit up there and say, "Oh yeah, I effed it up. I screwed it up again." Of course you did, because that's what you do. You know what I mean? So again, you know, I'm here for the Josh Allen slander. You know what I mean? You went and you cried about not having no receivers. All right, you got Stephon Diggs. All right, you didn't have a running game. You had Devin Singletary. He's gone. So now at the end of the day, your defense has to come and save you. You need that right because you have a tendency to throw interceptions to the same guy 3 times. Like 3 is the magic number. Rest in peace, Dove from De La Soul. Number 3 had 3 interceptions, right? So again, at the end of the day, man, I don't want to. I'm here for it. I'm here for the Josh Allen slander. Not your guy, FBJ, but the other guy, the clear dude.
Hey, Josh Allen is who they thought Tim Tebow was going to be.
Yeah, let's go. Windwalker, what's your takeaways from week 1, my guy?
Okay, let me give you the wisdom. The reason they keep talking about this prolific Jet is because he was a top-tier quarterback at one time. They're reliving the days of old. It's time for him to go just like his predecessor. Okay. Like you said a while ago, I'm gonna go back a little bit. You said it's just week 1. A lot of teams, and Florida Boy Jay, he stepped on it. A lot of teams didn't show what they were supposed to show, and some showed what we thought they were going to show. Who believed that the Browns were going to beat Cincinnati? Come on. Who thought that in a million years? Who? Everybody raise their hand that thought the Browns were going to win. Right now.
Why not? They was at home. Yeah, they was at home. They had the defense to do it. Absolutely.
I wasn't surprised. I don't think any of us were surprised.
I wasn't surprised. I was just surprised
at the way they lost, at the way Cincinnati lost.
The score, right? You were surprised about the scoring.
Performance. I was surprised.
And the performance of who? Joe Burrow.
Absolutely.
Right. So why can't we use that same antidote towards the Steelers? Come on now.
No.
Let's use the same antidote.
The
Cincinnati's supposed to be number 1 in the North. Hold on. Cincinnati's supposed to be number 1 in the North.
Y'all not on the
Cincinnati was
same
supposed to
level.
be number
When I
one in
look
New
at
York.
Who was
Jamar Chase,
the guy that said, you
not
know
the
what,
same
the
level.
Steelers, they're sleeping on my team. My team is going to show up. We're going to do some things. Whoop-de-woo. You ain't got the local kid.
I did.
You ain't got the local kid who should really be a local rapper. And I ain't talking about MCing. I'm talking about rapping gifts. And he was rapping gifts, all right, for everybody else. So again, at the end, don't go nowhere.
He had a bad day.
Don't go nowhere. Bring that ass back. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere.
I'm not.
Listen, the Steelers, week 1, I take that. But 30-7, like at home, I mean, I'm gonna pop my collar because my team won on the road. I was expecting to catch slings and arrows like Yada Bear was supposed to be laughing at me because my team got beat by the Vikings. I expected Florida boy Jay to kind of
I'm gonna laugh at you.
You know what I mean? And then I knew Windwalker was going to give me the BI. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, it's week 1. It is what it is. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? This just gives you some time to go back into the lab, get on the speed dial with Mike Tomlin, and make sure that he doesn't finish this season under 500. He's never finished under 500. Make sure that he doesn't finish this season under 500 as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, quick anecdote. Quick intervention right now. What did we start last year? We were 0 what?
0-1.
Hello?
So you tell me. You still a dude.
We were 0-3. We were 0-3.
And was it like 1-6 at one point?
Yeah. Hey.
Well, to quote that great philosopher Grand Poobah, what goes around comes around again.
Now, one thing I will say that was kind of shocking.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Seeing the Rams win, seeing the Rams beat the Seahawks, I thought that was shocking.
Oh my God. And
I expected more out of the Seahawks.
What about Denver?
Geno Smith was calling for the Lord when he saw Aaron Donald coming at him.
Oh my God. He was like, oh my God.
He was calling for the Lord. Hey, Jay, he was calling for the Lord. Oh my God.
Hey, guess what? I don't blame him, and he shouldn't be roasted because if Aaron Donald's running any one of us, I would have let out a yelp. Not even a scream.
Oh my God.
I would have yelped.
Yeah.
Then he would have took all the life out of my body just seeing this nigga run towards me. Oh, I would have fainted. I would have just fell out.
You just fell out. Listen,
I'm dead. I'm done. I'm
gonna say this real quick before we move on to our next topic. Party life, wherever you are. I know you are, kind of like
he gotta tap in.
Yeah, you gotta tap in, man, because you got bigger problems than Geno Smith. How you gonna have George Kirby, who pitches for the Seattle Mariners, talk about, they kept me in the game too long. After 90 pitches, they could have took me out. They should have took me out. We're going to wait till Party Life come back on to talk about that. But we in the building, man, down at In Sportstalk. We in the building. We got Florida boy Jay in the house with us. Yada Bears holding it down. And we got 0-1 Windwalker in the house.
Wait a minute. Before we go to the next topic real quick, I just got to say this. I need these Washington Commander fans to calm it down, like all the way down.
They was getting turned up there. They
are out of control right now.
Listen,
right?
You gotta holler at Rev T. Rev T, yep.
Like
send your emails to Yada Bear.
They looking at Sam Howell like he
Doug
Williams.
That way.
Like he Doug Williams or something, Like I need them to bring it down a notch. Okay, just bring it down.
Are they allowed to enjoy being 1-0 and with a new owner and a new regime? I think they deserve to kind of, boast a little bit and celebrate this win. Like niggas from the Jets, because you gotta understand these teams are going in the gutter next week. So getting that first win, you gotta let niggas have optimism. You know what I'm saying? All the Rams teams who won and weren't supposed to win, you gotta let them niggas celebrate. Because listen, I just come from a poverty franchise who was winning 3-4 games a year. Anytime we won, made my goddamn day. I don't give a damn. We was 1-7. If these niggas can go 1-0 and win a game, let them pop off, man. Like, y'all gonna beat their ass anyway. I don't even know why you tripping. That's like a Colts or a Titans fan. getting turned up. Or
Yeah.
all them niggas lost anyways. I'm like, bro, y'all know damn well by week 6, y'all be looking at the draft board, the mock drafts. So we're
by Halloween, they'll all be a Dollar Tree looking for masks by Halloween. So listen, man, down in Sports Talk, man, y'all rock with us, man. Hit that like and subscribe button, smash that joint, man. We're gonna move on to the next topic. Colorado Buffaloes handled their business against Nebraska Cornhuskers. It was a little bit tougher because I think they were playing a better quality team, even though TCU, we know the story about TCU, man. They went last year, played the national championship, came out this year ranked 17th. That tells you all you need to know. The Nebraska Cornhuskers, posed a little bit of a more of a problem for Colorado than anticipated, I think. But I think Colorado took that personal. So they started off kind of slow, but Colorado played themselves into a nice win, and they got Nebraska up out of here. So, Yadabel, what's your thoughts on Colorado being 2-0, and they get ready to play Colorado State before the schedule gets real spooky for the Colorado Buffaloes?
True. I think this win was extremely impressive because that Nebraska defense was crazy, and especially in like the first quarter, basically the first half. It was a mad pass rush. This was the first time we really saw Shedeur Sanders actually under pressure, having to bail out on plays with his legs, use his legs some, or just throwing the ball away and then getting a couple of 4 and outs. And I thought that Matt Rule, he's going to have an okay team down the line because I see what he's doing. He's building from the inside out versus how Colorado's kind of built from the outside in. I think Prime made a lot of great adjustments at halftime because in the second half they came out firing, and then we got the show that we have seen last week against TCU. It also let me also see that Shedeur is a top quarterback. He should be now getting some talks about Heisman also, because the way I seen Caleb Williams look, I didn't really see a big drop off of talent between these two guys. So I definitely think he should get some type of Heisman buzz going on after that game. It was good to see all the focus not being on Travis Hunter. The other kid, I forgot his last name. We had like 3 touchdown catches from
USF number 7. We
were like number 10.
Number 10, yeah, because number 7 on defense with the Dreads, he was at Jackson State last year. He transferred.
Yeah,
but that UCF receiver, USF, my bad, USF receiver you're talking about, yeah, he balled out.
Yeah, he and I think he was like a transfer also. Again, transfer portal. Working in Coach Prime. Like everybody want to hate on that, but it's working. It's working for him. And I see the Colorado being bowl eligible. They're going to a bowl game this year. I'm on a bandwagon. You will be seeing me with a Colorado Buffalo t-shirt or hat because I'm definitely rocking with Coach Prime. I'm loving what he's doing up there. I love the energy up there. He brought Wu-Tang up there. Like Wu-Tang Clan came to Boulder, Colorado to watch a college football game. Like
among other things, but we won't.
I mean, but I'm just saying,
and go home.
Yeah, like who would see Wu-Tang Clan up in Boulder?
And Killer Cam was out there too.
Cam was out there. You had
Stephen A, Shannon Sharp, Michael Irvin,
Michael Irvin. Yeah. He had T.O. on the sideline. T.O. looked looking like I mean not T.O. Michael Irvin was on the sideline looking like he was part of the coaching staff.
Yeah, like he was talking to Deion during the game. Like, man, get your man, come on. Hey man, you know when the booger sugar hit, you get that body round.
Oh my God.
You start moving different.
Well, he
and listen,
Irvin coached. I mean, did a pep talk to the whole team at the practice.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right quick in regards to Nebraska. Jeff Sims, the Nebraska quarterback, he kind of showed us what
from Jacksonville, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and man, no, I mean, I'm just saying, he's a turnover machine himself. You know what I mean? They talked about it before the game, how he has a here we go with one of Florida Boy Jay's words. He has a proclivity to turn the ball over. You know what I mean? And again, it showed. It showed. But again, I'm gonna give props to Shedeur Sanders, man. 903 passing yards over the first 2 games. That's a school record. And if he's not in the highest talk, somebody need to go holler at Mel Kiper, because now all of a sudden Mel Kiper has Shedeur Stevenson as the the third quarterback, number 3. So in the draft. So again, shout out to what Colorado's doing. They face Colorado State, in-state rival, coming up on Saturday, and then it gets spooky.
Yeah.
Then it gets spooky for Colorado. It gets real. You know what I mean? They're gonna hype that showdown with USC. They're gonna hype that into the ground with Caleb Williams and Shedeur Stevenson. Is that going to be the first Heisman battle we're going to see? And things of that nature.
Affordable too. If a nigga want to fly to Colorado for a day and come back, tickets ain't spend a little $200-$300. Be out there.
I dig it. I dig it.
The game tickets.
So
the
again,
game tickets are higher than NFL tickets.
Colorado's doing their thing. Yeah, man. Because I looked at the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the last game of the season is they I think they got 6 sections left, and that was the other day when I looked at it for the last game of the season. But USC, I think they have a game against Oregon. I think they have a game against Arizona State. You know what I mean? Yeah. So again, it's about to get spooky for them. But all praises due. They already won twice as many games as they did last year. You know what I'm saying? So
he's already winning.
Any last words from Win Walker or Florida Boy Jay about Colorado before we move on?
Hey, like you said, we coming. They here. They proving.
They definitely here.
He's backing his word up.
I just hope that Drake don't go there. Please.
No, that's what's all gonna go to shit.
Please, Drake, don't go to Colorado. Please don't go there, Drake. Okay, we don't need his sports.
That's what it's all going. That's what it's all going to go to shit.
Drake or Diddy. Don't let Diddy bring him out. Right. Drake or Diddy.
Then it's over. Niggas away. Bad luck. Hey,
yes.
I will say this too. It was funny because it was almost like this with Jackson State, but because Jackson State really has like limited coverage and promotion in a way, no matter how hard Deion, tried, his games was on ESPN. I watched Jackson State last 2 years. I've been watching. I remember even the championship last year where they put the ball in the white guy hands and he fumbled. I know that was to me, that was a conspiracy.
Well, Shedeur shouldn't have been late.
I feel you. But if it hit your hands, you got to catch it. I'm gonna say this. Since last 2 weeks, especially this last game, the way I've seen black people shut their day down for a Colorado game. My brother, I got cousins, like even with me on Saturday, 12 o'clock, I meet my neighbors on the phone for like 2 hours just talking shit. The game about to come out, I'm like, hey bro, I'm gonna call you later.
Right.
So the game was over. And the way we're watching Colorado wire to wire, it's like we got our favorite teams, but Deion is like our favorite nigga. So we gonna like everybody, all black people got like 2 teams this year.
Yeah,
that's right. And my Miami Hurricanes showed up against Texas A&M. Absolutely. Salute to my Miami Hurricanes for doing their handling their business.
Sir.
You know what I mean?
Van Dyke.
You see him? Did you see him?
Van Dyne. You heard his mom, Van Dyne.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Van Dyne. Yeah. Dropping them Van Dyne.
He showed up.
You already know. Absolutely.
I want to give a shout out.
Go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to Texas.
That's right. There you go, Win.
Slapping Alabama with their chair.
Did you see that?
I want to give a shout.
Yeah.
The chair. Why my man had the chair?
Desmond Howard. Shout out to Desmond Howard. Shout out to Desmond Howard. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was
but did you see he threw the hat first?
Yeah.
He threw the hat first. Come on.
It was a whole skit. He tried to throw a whole Saturday Night Live skit in there. Threw the hat and then he put the chair out.
Hey, but let me ask you a question. Left-handed.
Yes,
how did you feel watching that Miami game? Because I know some Miami fans we weren't watching the game together, but everybody got group chats. So we were talking live as the Miami game was going on and watching it. Y'all, as a Florida State fan, we y'all don't hate on y'all. Y'all look really good on offense. I really like. I think you guys got a Bible receivers.
Yep.
And you really held it down on defense when you needed to. Not the whole game, but once Van Dimes was dropping them dimes, the defense felt like, okay, our offense is finally rolling. We can kind of pin our ears back and focus on defense. No, we're not going to be back on the field in 3 plays.
You know what, my dude? I felt like, I'm gonna keep it so green with you right now. When we were talking about the Miami Hurricanes in this particular game against Texas A&M, Texas A&M came into the game 23rd. Nobody was really, giving, the Miami Hurricanes, we expected to do some things, but it wasn't really, Miami's going to win this game.
Yeah, niggas.
We kept, we bend, but we didn't break. Van Dimes, and that's his name, 5 touchdown passes. You know what I mean? 374 passing yards. He spread the ball around. The defense stepped up. And I just think that at the end of the day, we had to do what we had to do to prove that we're stepping out of that, excuse my French, that bullshit that we've been dealing with the last few years. You know what I mean? So I feel like, we still got work to do. Have we found us a quarterback? I think so. You know what I mean? Once we get away from the nonsense with the turnover chains and all that nonsense and focus on playing football, man.
Where did the chains come from?
Huh?
Where did them chains come from?
All the other colleges copycat it off.
Yeah, everybody had their own. I saw that they had one college had the turnover tire. Then Dion and them even got the turnover throne. It's crazy, man. So
when Miami got that turnover chain, I think it was the year y'all was kind of popping off that year. Y'all beat Notre Dame.
Yep.
Oh man.
And again,
and Run DMC must have been in the audience or something.
I think that
Slick Rick was in the audience, and they
I don't know where Slick Rick was. I don't know where Slick Rick was, but he do have a new album coming out. But yeah, man, I just feel like the Miami Hurricanes. Are we back? No, but I'm gonna take this 2-0 like I'm taking my 1-0 with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, and I'm gonna put it to good use. But again, it's about to get spooky for us, and I just hope that we could ride this out and make it happen. And if a team like the Texas Longhorns could go into Alabama and handle their business, despite what those Alabama fans was talking, did you see that?
Yeah,
with the Alabama fans talking about go back to the projects and all this old nonsense.
Yeah, calling them in. Yeah.
What college doesn't have a student base that's going to talk to niggas like that? Every one of these PWIs.
Oh, everyone.
So I don't want to hear.
My point, FBJ, was that how the Texas players were responding. They weren't talking shit back to them. They was like, see, they was just doing their dances and stuff like that, like as they should. Like we got.
They were dancing on the sideline.
I mean, they were like the TCU dudes last week.
Exactly. It's every campus. They don't give a damn about. As long if you ain't got their school colors on, you just a nigga to them.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
If you ain't playing for them,
call them niggas all day.
You're not house. You're not here.
It's weird.
Hey, real quick before we
and then
go ahead.
And behind the back, even the ones that's playing for them, if they ain't performing and doing what they supposed to do, they them niggas.
Right.
Straight up. That's just how it is.
Hey.
Let's put some respect on Coco Gauff, and I'm gonna say this before I hand it over to Yada Bear because I know she's definitely on it.
Can I hold on for 1 second? Just give me 10 seconds.
Go ahead.
I just want to salute Florida State for going 2-0. Keon Coleman looks like a top 5 receiver. We put up like 50, 60 points as we should have on on an not an FBS but an FCS opponent. We didn't play around with it, so I just want to salute Florida State, Keon Coleman. And the way we beat their ass, what we were supposed to do, and that's it. Salute Florida State.
No doubt that soliloquy was sponsored by Miami. Doesn't give a F. We'll see y'all down the line.
You gotta come
No doubt. I feel you, Jay. That's the same way I feel about my Hurricanes, man. 2-0, man. Listen, I'm gonna puff my chest out as you should. Absolutely. I'm gonna say this before I hand it over to my ubiquitous Cody over there, Yada Bear, right? The first female MC that comes out with the name Coco Go Off, come holler at your boy. I want 20%. because that's a name out there that needs to be had. But you better come see your boy first. Coco, go off. Go ahead, Yada. I just wanted to say that.
Oh man, another thing to celebrate: Coco Gauff, 19, winning the U.S. Open. You know, this is her first Grand Slam title. She was close, you know, in French Open. You know, she's kept inching closer and closer, and then she finally landed her plane here in the States and up in New York, winning the U.S. Open. She went through a lot of craziness during the tournament. The one match, the chick was complaining and saying that Coco was rushing the game. She was sitting down, taking illegal breaks, and like Coco got tired of it and like was pointing it out to the refs, and the refs had to honor the rules. Like, yeah, you got to stand up. No, she's not speeding up the game. I gotta take a point deduction, here and there, and then, playing the new number one player in the world right now, beating her, losing the first set. She was a little down on herself, but she was able to pick herself up to beat her in straight sets. It was beautiful. It's great to see a black girl, not only just American, but a black American, to take over the rings and keep tennis going, for our, little girls who are watching it. The last time an American won the U.S. Open was Sloane Stevenson, another black girl, in 2017. So it's been a nice little gap between wins at the U.S. Open, and it was great to see her, come back, and taking the crown. The one thing I would say is that she's always been herself. She never try to be somebody else. Like, we all kind of was falling in love with Naomi Osaka, and then it like she started to seem like she was kind of for the streets, and then she got pregnant, and then she stepped away, and I'm pretty sure she'll be coming back soon. So it was like a little void there, for people who look like us, and Coco was able to step in and overcome all that adversity that she has been going throughout the years and landed her plane. It's crazy that we saw her first match against Venus in the little pre-opener of Wimbledon to now being U.S. Open champ, and her path is clear. I feel like she can, if she keeps going the way that she's going, I feel like she's going to be right there on the same terms of how we speak about Serena, Venus and Serena, because I just love her passion and her fire for the sport. And I love how, she said that when people thought they was pouring water on her fire, that they was actually pouring gas. I thought there was a hotline, a hot bar for all the people who was hating on her. And I can't wait to see her win her next Grand Slam title, because it's definitely coming. She's right now ranked number 3, so she moved up 3 spots in the world rankings. So she's number 3 in the world, and I see more titles coming her way. Oh, how y'all feel?
Personally, one of my favorite moments of her winning was going back and showing her at a U.S. Open when she was a kid, and she was dancing and stuff, and she had on a Nike shirt, right? Mm-hmm. And to me, Nike really dropped the ball, because what y'all should have did was, when she won, right when commercial break, y'all should have had her dancing and then having a moment where she won. Like when Kevin Durant or LeBron or Kirk, when niggas win, Nike be throwing niggas, your shoe company throw you that fire commercial.
Yeah.
I just think Nike dropped the ball with not having the moment of little girls can be in the stands watching Serena Williams, catching that spark. And in a couple of years, they'll end up winning the whole thing. And I just love the fact that, black women tennis players before her inspired her to be where she's at now, for her to beat that white lady, and the white lady be slamming her racket and throwing the hits.
And threw it in the trash.
Yeah. And nobody really want to talk about that, but if Coco did, that would be an issue. I love the fact that she won.
That's right.
let her parents have that moment, her dad have that moment, because they like to
Yes.
criticize her dad and her coach for being too hands-on. So I really love the fact that Black dads, once again, Black fathers are the foundation to success. There's nothing more empowering and more like I got your back than having like your dad. And having an involved dad. Like having an involved dad is like a superpower. Even when he's not there, you always feel like he's there. And Black people who chase success and their parents invest what they can into them, especially their fathers. I just love to see those full circle moments. You know what I'm saying? To see the years worth of grind and sacrifice, and for them to have that moment right there was awesome.
No doubt. And
I would like to
go ahead, Wayne. Go ahead.
I'd like to say that we're gonna give Coco her ups. She was classy, not trashy. You know what I'm saying? In her mannerisms, in her actions, all she did was state the facts when she talked to the ref. She didn't get irate. You know, she used a forceful voice and let her know, okay, well, if I would have did the same thing that happened with Serena years ago at the U.S. Open, same exact thing.
Yeah. Yes.
And where in the rule book that they let a masseuse come on to the court and massage your leg? I haven't seen that anywhere in the U.S. Open before. You know, you on private masseuse, so everybody should have that. You know,
I wish
that
I had
that was a new one.
Hey, bullshitting.
they tried to cheat.
Hey, bullshitting. Word up. But yeah, man, it's dope to see
at every turn.
It's dope to see Coco Gauff still, keep that tradition alive of the sisters coming through and representing, you know what I mean, on the tennis court like they should. All respect due to, Alexander Stevenson and, Zena Garrison and those who and the Williams sisters, absolutely. You know what I mean? Are we looking down the line? We're about to go overtime, y'all, so it's all good. Are we looking down the line at a Naomi Osaka, Coco Gauff showdown in the not too distant future?
Ooh.
I believe so. I think this victory kind of inspired Naomi to get back on the court because Coco had said before the U.S. Open that she had conversations with Naomi, and she was helping her, like guide her through, because at the height of Naomi popularity, she went through mental health issues because of all the backlash, people coming at her about her heritage and her being half Japanese and half like Haitian, coming at her all crazy. So she definitely had conversations with Coco. I'm hoping for that. I believe that definitely will happen, and I feel like we're gonna have that could potentially be like the Williams sisters rivalry.
Right. Absolutely.
But
is she still with the young homie Corday?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my man. I respect Corday, man. I like his style. I like his music, man. And me being an old head or whatever the case may be, I absolutely respect Corday and what he does, man. And I hope that him and Naomi continue to do what they do and set an example. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the question.
I just want to say that though. I just want to say that for Florida Boy Jay, so I'm up on the, I'm up on the thing. Corday's my dude.
At one point,
facts.
At one point, didn't they train together?
Yeah.
At one point.
Yeah, they did a little training together, but that was like Coco was really young, because I think now Naomi's like 2 to 3 years older than Coco, I believe.
Okay.
All right. Florida Boy Jay is on his mobile device trying to get LeBron, trying to talk LeBron backing off the ledge and being like, "Yo, we gonna go to London and we gonna do our thing. We want to win the gold medal." Then what? What happens after that? I mean, these you sent the C+ squad to the FIBAs and you came back empty-handed. which was
Right.
expected
Mhm.
as far as I'm concerned. Now LeBron, and I remember, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan in the world. Browski knows that, Wynn knows that, and I remember once upon a time when LeBron was beating everybody in the head with how he was going to get into the slam dunk contest,
Right.
and he didn't do that. So again, at the end of the day, you got you got to form like Voltron. You got to get the Infinity Stones. You got to get the Dame Lillards, the Anthony Davises, the Anthony Edwards, all these guys to come through, snatch a gold medal from London, and then what? And then not for nothing, Jokic and Luka Doncic and all those other guys are not going to lay down for you clowns when you decide to really get together and come play some ball. What's your thoughts on that, Jay?
I'm gonna be honest. If we're sending LeBron, KD, Steph,
right,
goddamn, Irvin, Butler, and them niggas, I don't give a damn if Jokic and Luka and Embiid get on the same squad. We washing the world once again, just like we did in 08, just like we did in 12, just like we did in 92 and 96. Once we send our top team, we beat the dog shit out of everybody. And I don't understand. And people are like, oh, now what? What is we're still number one. We send our best players out there. We will prove the point, beat everybody up, blow them out, win the gold, and then that's our last dance of that era of NBA players playing in the Olympics. I think that's
and then what happens? And then what happens? What happens in 28? What happens in 32, Jay? When LeBron and them is all old and they can't do it no more. And then you still, not you personally, it's still USA. We're gonna dominate everybody. We're gonna smash everybody. We're gonna roll. And then you're sending Paulo Banchero, and you said to these guys that can't, you know what I mean? So I mean, I get it because that's what happened. That's what happened in '92. You said the dream team. You know what I mean? So again, at the end of the day, LeBron and Kyrie and KD and Run DMC and all them dudes can go over there and make it happen. But then what happens after that? And then it's not going to be a cakewalk. That's my thing. And I want them to win. Don't get it twisted. I want them to win, and they should win. But what happens after that, my guy?
We can worry about 5 to 7 to 8 years down the road. We'll worry about that later. We talking about what's going to go down in like a year or two from now?
Yeah, next summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, next summer.
That's
what's important. So if you ask me what it's going to look like in 5 years, I can't really go on that. And my thing is this. To me, that don't matter. If we send players over and it's the A team and we win the gold, then that proves our point for 2024. Now, 2028 and other times, I can't tell you what the NBA landscape is going to look like. But as far as next summer, we still have an A team that's the best in the world currently.
Okay. All right. Win Walker, what's your thoughts? And then we're going to get thoughts on Yada Bear. We overtime, y'all. We in the building. We overtime.
Hey, I'm just like you. Send the best. I'm like you for it, boy, Jay. Send the best. Let's go beat up these other teams. Get it over with. And we'll worry about the rest later. We'll just show the world that we're still dominant.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Browski.
That's where I'm at with it.
I mean, of course, LeBron and these guys are going to come, and play. This is what America does. Our Olympic team has always reflected our all-star teams. So the Olympic team is basically the NBA all-star team minus the foreign players. So what we've seen in FIFA as it doesn't matter, it don't matter because none of the, like I said, none of the A guys want to play, and they shouldn't have to play because now when they think about it, you got to look at the NBA schedule. Some of these guys went deep into the playoffs, and then you think they're gonna go and play in the World Cup.
After 2014, when Paul George broke his leg, that's when you stopped seeing
let's stop.
Right.
Like why? Like when we think of Olympic medals, and we were talking about this earlier, left behind. Like the Olympic medal is not greater than the bag. That's truthfully what it is. Carmelo tried to bring prestigious back to having a gold medal because that's one of his biggest accomplishments. Like
that's all he got.
What did I say? What did I say, Browski? What did I say? But go ahead.
Yeah, but as I'm saying, it's like the medals are not bigger than the bag. I'm not going to give up the bag for this gold medal, for this game that comes around once every 4 years. Once every 4 years.
Right.
I play basketball every season, every year. So if I go overseas and tear up my knee, I'm done for almost a season and a half here in the States when I'm making my money. That's my contract, endorsements, all types of stuff, not for a gold medal. You know, these Olympic athletes, they don't make no money. Being gold medalists, really. You know, they still, some of them still have other jobs.
Facts.
You know, so
but Browski.
What?
Browski. That's just like the in-season tournament.
Yeah.
What's the use of that? You can look at it the same way.
I think it's trash.
They're getting paid, right?
Yeah, they get paid. They get paid. But you can get endorsements from winning Olympic medals. You know, you get the Wheaties.
Nobody eat Wheaties no more. Nobody eats Wheaties no more.
Exactly. That's the only difference.
You get the Cadillac. You get the Cadillac. Hey,
the line for a Wheaties box is insane.
You know what I mean? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said.
Did you hear what I said?
Go ahead.
You can get the Cadillac commercial.
I mean, I dig it. You know what I mean? Nobody eats Wheaties no more, son.
I'm not putting my ATL on the line for a box of Wheaties.
Not at all. So,
we can Photoshop it on the box and keep it moving.
You gotta keep it moving. You can put yourself on a Wheaties box and be on the box in the morning if you want to.
Okay, all four of us can be on the box right now with USA.
That's right. That's right. Let's go.
But like FBJ said, you know, LeBron and them, LeBron, Steph, KD, Book, all them guys, they're gonna go over there, do what they do, and bring back a gold medal, and everybody else in the world is gonna shut up again. You know.
And somebody please find Noah Lyles and make sure that he's around to see that. Somebody find Noah Lyles and make sure that he's around to see that.
Listen, Noah Lyles better hope that he can bring back a medal in 2024. You know, at these Olympic Games, because him talking all this junk and turn around, come back empty-handed, that's going to be a bad look for him.
We in the building, man, down in Sportstalk. We going overtime tonight, y'all. Talk about a couple more things before we get up out of here. 2023 WNBA playoffs about to get underway, and I know that's a very great topic for Yada Bear, and she wants to get into it. We're not going to get into our predictions right now and stuff like that. What do you think in regards to the first round? The first round's the best 2 out of 3 before they move on to the best 3 out of 5. How does it look? You think it's going to look how we predicted before the season started?
I don't know. It may be a little shaky here because that New York Liberty and Mystic matchup.
Listen. Go ahead. We're going to talk about that some more behind the scenes. Go ahead.
That matchup alone right there is crazy. And then that Dream and Wings matchup
is going to
be close. So I don't know. You know, at the beginning of the season, we was looking at like it might be a collision with the Aces and the Liberty, but with with them drawing the Mystics,
right?
That's gonna be a tough out. You know,
I see opening night, the Mystics gave it to the Liberty. You know what I mean? And absolutely. And I saw the Mystics also beat the Aces.
Yes.
So again, you know, for me, that's gonna definitely be a dope ass playoff series. I'm looking at that Wings and Dreams series. I like the Wings in that series.
Me too.
The Sun and the Minnesota Lynx. I like the Sun in that series. Of course, I'm gonna pick the Libs over Washington, but I think that's gonna be the best series out of all of them in the first round.
That's a second round series right there. That's a second round
series right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm riding with the Liberty all the way.
Okay, as you should. You know what I mean? I mean, the Liberty did finish going 13-2 at the end of the season, but it wasn't enough to catch the Vegas Aces at the top spot. But I think that the Mystics, who have a seed that's much a 7 seed, they don't deserve that. They deserve a much better seed than number 7. But I think this is going to prove and show like Elena Deladon. You know what I mean? One of my favorite players since she came into the league. I like Elena Deladon, man. You know what I mean? And I think if she could help and keep that injury thing from popping up, I think the Liberty are going to do what they do. Shout out to Breanna Stewart for getting the MVP, edging out Aja Wilson. Well deserved. You know what I mean? And again, I think that this WNBA, we talk about the WNBA, y'all. You know what I mean? For everybody that's like, they don't watch it, they're not interested. That's your loss, right? And we've been talking for over a year now about trying to, and the Yada Bear been on a mission to try to get the WNBA franchise in Philly. Because I think that's insane that they don't have a WNBA franchise in Philly.
Hey, real quick, I gotta sign off because it's
okay.
Here.
Appreciate you.
I want to get my producer up out of here for it. I don't want to get rained on or nothing. So listen, man, I rock with y'all. I was super excited for this show, like dead ass. I want to talk about week 1. Everything went down. I can't wait for next week's show. We lit. This is an awesome platform, and I really get to get my sports fix out every week when I'm talking to y'all. So I appreciate you guys having me on the show once again. And, we're going to talk on the back channel. You guys have a great night, man. And salute everybody.
Big up your platform, man. Big up your platform before you go.
Perspectives and Facts podcast. Salute everybody who's tuning in. Salute everybody who rocks with me, dog. Today was, a sports episode. I wanted everybody to understand that it's football season. And when it's football season down in Talk Sports Network, we're going to be here. This is what we're doing. I want my audience to understand. If you want sports, this is where you guys need to come. And this is where you guys can get your sports fix. So I'm going to holler at you, dog.